Hey everyone, welcome back to our DC News. Today we have some pretty interesting and potentially very exciting news. Zack Snyder may be returning to DC. Yes, you heard that right. So James Gunn shared this photo yesterday of him and Zack Snyder smiling together with the caption, "Always a pleasure catching up with my friend Zack Snyder, consummate filmmaker and doubly consummate storyteller." And when I saw this, I was very happy. It's really nice to see that they get along and shows that the weird rivalry only goes as far as the extreme fan bases. They are friends and that's great. But what caught my eye was this post from DC Film News that showed that the background of this image is very similar to the background of the DC Studios writer's room. So I think this means Zack visited DC Studios, and I wonder, what is he doing in the writer's room? Many are theorizing that maybe this wasn't just a catch-up. What if he has visited DC Studios to potentially work on something DC related? And today, Grace Randolph has said the following: "There's rumblings of more big DC Studios news next week. Exciting." And when someone asked how big the news was, she responded with, "All I know right now is there's some kind of private press event today, and then the news will be officially revealed early next week. Let's enjoy the surprise. I'm not gonna ruin it if I find out in advance." And then DC Film News has also teased something, saying, "Keep your eyes peeled next week, Monday the earliest." And this really feels like something big is coming, something that will probably break the internet. Now, I don't think it is the SnyderVerse. I don't think Gunn would bring back all the old actors to make more movies right after he has just rebooted the whole thing, and I think Snyder would completely respect and understand that. I think this is for something new, maybe Elseworlds, but maybe not. Many are theorizing that this could be for the Authority movie that is in the DCU slate. Now, I don't know too much about them, but many are saying Snyder's style fits that group a lot, so that could be a really cool movie. The Authority film currently doesn't have a release date attached to it, but it might be set up in the new Superman film coming out, and so maybe this meeting could have been for that film. Now, if you could choose one DC film for Snyder to make that isn't the SnyderVerse, what would it be and why? For me, I'm not really sure. I think if the Authority fits his style, then that would be great, but if not, then I know he really wants to make a Dark Knight Returns movie. But I don't think they can do that, as that would be adding another Batman movie to the slate, and you can't be having 3 separate Batman films releasing in quick succession. So I don't think it's that. Now, whatever DC film it might be, and remember, this is all hypothetical right now, as all we factually know is that they had a catch-up at DC Studios, but for whatever film it might be, Snyder will need to have a writer with him. Not because I think he has terrible ideas, but because I think he needs someone to help turn his good ideas into an engaging and high-quality screenplay and script. For instance, I loved his work with Chris Terrio at DC, but I think Rebel Moon's biggest weakness was the execution of the story, which he solely wrote. They were great ideas, but just didn't have that good flow that a movie needs to have. So I'd get him working with one of the talented writers DC Studios has, and get them working on the Authority movie together. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, restoring the SnyderVerse. If Gunn brought Snyder back to work on something DC related, I don't think it would be the SnyderVerse, but I think it could lead to it. If his DC Studios movie was successful, and the DCU was thriving, and the Elseworlds banner was too, I could definitely see a discussion being had. Whether that leads to anything, I don't know, but what I would say is I think the best chance for the SnyderVerse returning is probably through Snyder working with DC Studios on something else, and then that being successful, and then that leading to the SnyderVerse discussion. Your best chances are through DC Studios, as the head of the company is a friend of Snyder's. It's still a long way off from happening, or being even a possibility, but this meetup at DC Studios certainly increases those chances. Snyder is working with Warner Brothers again anyway on a 300 prequel, so for all we know, Snyder was at the Warner Brothers lot and arranged to say hi to Gunn whilst he was there. That's the most probable answer to this situation, but of course, it's the least exciting. But with the Scoopers all teasing something for next week, it's fair to say that I think this is far larger than just a catch-up. This is definitely for something DC related. Hopefully it's not a comic book or something like that. I'm hoping it's a movie of some sort, and it would be awesome if Snyder joined the DCU. Great writing plus his directing equals a movie I will love, so I really hope he is coming back to DC, and my dream would be for it to be for the SnyderVerse, but I think that may be an avenue to look at later down the line, depending whatever happens beforehand. But we shall hopefully find out next week, and I will update you guys as soon as we hear anything about this. The fact there is a private press event for this implies it's pretty big news, so I think a Zack Snyder DCU movie might be coming, but we shall see, and let me know what you think of this news in the comments below. But that is all for today's episode of Our DC News. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!